On the road again, the sounds from each of them, their sighing and their breathing, were never in unison but came at staggered intervals, forming a kind of round. The sun began setting mid-afternoon. The sky was backlit with galaxies that were momentarily close and bright. I fear I must stink, Lily said. You are simply classic and complex, he said. Yes, thank you, and room temperature. Lush and ripe and well integrated. You have the mixed bouquet of jasmine, tobacco, dried apple blossoms, plus rose, lilac, and raisin. Some tannins. There are always tannins. Why is that? A certain acidity to offset the sugar as well as the good body, underneath which percolates the Proustian potpourri of a 1970s spice rack. Some stale oregano and flowering thyme, scarcely scented. I don't like it when thyme flowers. Showy. She eyed her arm skeptically. Beneath her skin there was the wiggling look of maggots and meat. Levity versus gravity was not a fair fight. Nonetheless, brings a long finish, a very long finish, with some dusty earth and spicy oak and just a hint of cereal. Some grape nuts, I think, and some pasta primavera. Perhaps a dash of refrigerator vegetable drawer. An old carrot, a roasted avocado. You shouldn't roast avocados. That's what I mean. I'm trying to warn you. He thought he might be able to itemize an amusing sachet for miles along those roads, but had already plunged his recitation into the compost. Sorry, she said. He turned himself over to thoughts of the day of her demise. He wasn't sure how he felt about drowned people, or even half-drowned people, whichever it was. Can one be dead, she asked now. What do you mean? I mean, if you are being, how are you also dead? I think I missed that long ago class on linking verbs. No, you probably didn't, she said. You just don't want to say. She moved in and out of napping again. The worrying about he had once felt emanating from within her had vanished. He felt it instead within himself. It took the form of pressured speech, an electric movement of the limbs, some blinking. She stirred. Once the flower's pollinated, it doesn't last as long, she said. Are you pollinated? You didn't tell me. I'm a lot of things I didn't tell you. Because you knew I knew. Maybe, she said with her eyes closed. I'm glad we're not talking about Jack, he said provocatively. Yes, she said. He pressed his foot down on the accelerator. Now evening scenery was breaking over them from the front and rushing by on the sides, rushed like quickly assembled scenery for a play. The now starless sky, a charcoal foam. The car sped forward. Glued to the windshield in the form of the rearview mirror was a little landscape painting of the very recent past. The car seemed to want to fly. It would be the pale horse and Lily, the pale rider. Daylight was starting to return in briefly florid streaks. From his peripheral vision, he believed Lily looked at him with love. He was quite sure it was love. My heart is in my mouth, she said. I mean, literally. Occasionally, they would find themselves poking along behind a truck, an 18-wheeler, or on the interstate, a tractor on the county pikes, a 4x4 full of 2x4s anywhere at all. The slow pace would stall out his brain in the meandering conversations of car trips. How many cold cases do you think there are in that town? Is public waxing an accommodation to hardwired pedophilia? Look at that deserted little church. Would drift off and he would revisit his own injuries and complaints. Staring straight ahead at some cows in a cattle hauler, he said, you were willing to take all those memories of us, the memory of me, you who knew me like nobody else. And you were willing to kill the me that was dependent on you for staying alive. Yes, you, Lily said with a sigh. I guess it's about you. It includes me, he said. The sky now had the low dark fat of withheld snow. Yes, it seems so. He glanced sideways at her. She refused to glance back at him. Life is a tough room, she said.